Hello everyone. Today I wanted to share a simple thought about life. A thought that came to me while walking through a market. Sometimes life teaches us lessons in very ordinary places. Not in a classroom, not in a book, but in the middle of everyday life. Today I saw something in the market that made me think deeply. There is a man who sells fruit there. For a long time, he had only one small shop. He worked hard, but he looked peaceful. Then one day, the shop next to him closed. The owner left, and the space became empty. Soon something changed. The fruit seller began to use that space. He placed more fruit there, more boxes, more tables. Suddenly, his shop became almost two shops. At first, he looked excited. Maybe he thought this was a great opportunity. Maybe he thought, now I can sell more. Now I can earn more money. But after some time, I began to notice something. His face slowly changed. He looked more tired. His face looked old. His energy looked weak. And today, as I walked past his shop, I heard him say something. He said quietly, "I feel like I'm dying. My body is not doing well these days." When I heard that, I stopped for a moment and I began to think about life. Sometimes we believe that more work will bring more happiness. Sometimes we believe that bigger success will bring more peace. But life does not always work that way. Sometimes the things we build begin to hold us. There is a famous idea from a writer. He said that people usually live life in two different ways. Some people build buildings, other people grow gardens. A person who builds a building spends many years working on it, day after day, stone after stone, until finally the building is finished. But once the building is finished, something interesting happens. The work stops. The builder stands inside the walls he created. And sometimes he feels trapped by what he built. But a garden is very different. A garden is never finished. There are always new leaves, new flowers, new seasons. Sometimes there is rain, sometimes there is wind, sometimes there are storms. A garden cannot control everything, but the garden keeps growing. And because the garden keeps growing, the gardener keeps living an adventure. The gardener's life is never truly finished. I think life is a little bit like that. Some people try to build a perfect life, a perfect job, a perfect image, a perfect success. And when they finally reach it, something strange happens. They feel empty. Because the building is finished. But life is not meant to be only a finished building. Life is more like a garden. It keeps changing. It keeps growing. And sometimes it becomes messy. But that is part of being alive. Maybe the question is not how big is the building we created. Maybe the real question is our life still growing? Is our heart still growing? Is our understanding still growing? Are we still learning something new? If life is still growing, then life is still alive. There is another beautiful thought connected to this idea. If you truly believe in your own path, you do not need to prove that someone else's path is wrong. Many people spend too much time arguing, trying to show that they are right, trying to show that others are wrong. But a person who truly believes in their path does not need to fight like that. They simply keep walking quietly, patiently, faithfully, like a gardener who keeps taking care of the garden day after day, season after season. Sometimes the garden looks beautiful. Sometimes it looks messy. But the gardener does not stop, because the gardener understands something important. Life is not about finishing everything. Life is about continuing the journey. Today, when I saw the fruit seller in the market, I felt something in my heart. I wondered, is he building something too heavy for his life? Maybe he only wanted to succeed. Maybe he only wanted to work hard. but sometimes hard work can slowly become a burden. Sometimes success can slowly become a cage. So maybe we should pause and ask ourselves a simple question. Are we building walls around ourselves, or are we growing a garden? A building may stand still, but garden continues to grow. And perhaps the most beautiful life is not a finished building. Perhaps the most beautiful life is a garden that continues to grow, continues to change, and continues to bloom. Thank you for listening.